Hello, and welcome to Makerspace Curbside Kits. Today we're going to be creating some bat ear headbands. By the end of the video, your project should look something similar to this. There's enough room on these headbands for you to be able to customize it with accessories to fill any needs you have for your costume. Alright, in your kit, you should have received the following: a plastic headband, a piece of paper with the bat ear templates printed on it, some purple cardstock for the inner ear, and some black felt for the back of the ear. You're going to need some scissors, a pencil, a marker, and hot glue or some type of adhesive like fabric glue or Elmer's glue. We're going to begin by cutting out the template. Once you have your pieces cut out, we're going to go ahead and trace them. So you're going to grab your purple cardstock and you're going to trace the inner ear template on this one twice. Okay? And then the other two pieces you're going to trace twice each on the black felt. There's more than enough felt for you to do this twice, especially for the black ear if you flip it over on the opposite corner, like so. That way you get one piece of each on each corner. Okay, once they're traced out, we're going to go ahead and cut these. So you should just be able to see the black marker on the black felt. Pieces are cut out, you're going to grab the black ears and you're going to flip one over so that the notch is facing on the right side. So you have one facing left and one facing right. You're going to do the same thing for the inner ears. Flip one over. And you're going to do the same thing for the small black inner ear. So you'll notice that they're kind of pointing in one direction. Make sure one is pointing in the opposite direction. Okay, so we're going to start with one of these ears. So grab your hot glue or adhesive. And the first thing we're going to do is hot glue the black inner ear to the purple cardstock. So careful not to burn your fingers and just put a dab on the bottom. Line it up and glue the top piece. Okay. Some quick pats to make sure it adheres. Next, we're going to want to hot glue the bottom corners of the purple cardstock. And this creates the curved shape that we need for our ear. So we're just going to put a dab of hot glue in the centers. Right, be very careful not to burn your fingers. You can use a paper clip or a clamp if it's easier. And you're just going to have to hold it until it dries. Right, once you have that dried, we're going to glue the back of the cardstock to the front of the black felt. So you're going to go ahead and just drop a line down the center of the cardstock and gently press it to the black felt. Next, we're going to glue the bottom edges of the black felt. You're going to put a dot at the very edge next to the cardstock and one towards the center of the remaining felt. So glue the felt to the cardstock and then grab a corner of the felt and push it towards the center so that it sort of folds as it glues. And you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Dot right next to the cardstock, and one sort of towards the center of the remaining felt. So you grab the edge of the felt after you do the cardstock glue, and you're going to fold it in towards the center. Careful not to burn your fingers like I did. Then you're going to flip it over and you're going to glue the open flaps on the back. Once those are glued and dried, you're going to grab your headband, make sure the notch is on the correct side of the head, and you're going to glue this ear to the headband. So you're just going to do a line of hot glue down the side. You're going to place it right on the headband. So let's do that now. It's directly on the headband, and you're going to press it down to make sure it molds to the shape of the headband. Okay, and just hold it until it dries. And while it's still hot, you can make some minor adjustments to how you want the ear to be facing. Alright, so next we're going to move on with the rest. And just like before, we're going to glue the inner black ear first to the cardstock. So you're going to grab your hot glue or your adhesive and do a couple of dots on the back and glue it to the cardstock. Next, you're going to fold the bottom edges of your cardstock. Sort of pinch it to make that fold a little more clear. And you're going to glue down the center. It helps to avoid hurting yourself with the hot glue if you use a paper clip to keep the edges together until it dries. Okay, so once that dries, we're going to glue it to the felt. So just put a line of hot glue down the back of the cardstock and place it on the felt. Go. Line of hot glue, and pat it directly onto the felt. Okay, so we're going to do that dot of glue next to the cardstock and that dot of glue in the center of the felt. And you're going to fold that inner piece in so that way the corner of the felt glues itself to the center. I'll show you what I mean. So one on the left edge and one in the center of the felt. So contour that against the cardstock, grab the corner of your felt and fold it in towards that hot glue piece. Alright? And it should create this fold in the back. So we're going to repeat it on this side. Dot of hot glue next to the cardstock and a dot of hot glue in the center of the felt. So you're going to push the felt towards the cardstock, and then you're going to fold the felt into that hot glue piece. And this creates flaps in the back that we're also going to hot glue. So go ahead, if the felt isn't contoured around the cardstock, go ahead and do that manually. Make your adjustments and then turn it over and hot glue those flaps together. so. Okay, once that's dry, you're going to check the placement on the headband, add that line of hot glue, and place it directly on your headband. Try to make it even, and remember to press down to mold that cardstock shape against the headband. And while the hot glue hasn't dried, you can still make a couple of minor adjustments to your ear. But there you have it. There's your ear. You can add accessories depending on what your costume you want it to look like. But pretty cute, very nice. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching.